Welcome to Coach's Corner, Cat fans. Thanks for joining me on this, again, Monday afternoon with Mike. And review of last week's game with New Bremen, preview of Versailles, a little review of how the other Coldwater teams did last week. And then our senior spotlight will be Will Berry and a look back with Cale Wenning. And then support staff will be Scott Kramer, who's one of our filmers, and then a couple scout team guys I'm going to mention again this week. So last week we had a good week. Freshmen won on last Monday. JVs won Saturday. Both junior high teams won over at New Bremen last week, and then of course we won 24-7 here on senior night, which was great. So review of the New Bremen game. It was a great game for us because we got stressed a little bit. We didn't play great on offense. Our first two drives, I think we were 3 and out 2 times in a row, so we had to punt a few times, which we don't like to punt, obviously, but it was good that we had to go out there and do it, because eventually down the road we will have to do some of those things. The score ended 24-7, and so we kind of got it under control in the third quarter, and then finished off the game. Our defense played great. We gave up a couple first downs and one long touchdown pass on a I think it was a fourth and 15, I think, something like that. But on a really good throw and a good catch from brother to brother from New Bremen. But good solid kicking game again. Again, we had another field goal. Koosh is 5 for 5 now, I believe, in field goals. So that's awesome. And his kickoff team was good again. Punt team was good. So we won the kicking game, and so we feel good about it. The game itself, really good crowd. There was a lot of going on. The cheerleaders had a lot of little cheerleaders there. The band had the junior high band there. So it was really a crowded game. It was senior night. On Friday, on senior night, I also had the dads come in, pre-game and post-game, and I think they always enjoy that, and that's one of my favorite nights. And so we talk about, their parents and all the sacrifices that they make for their kids, and so the dads get to come in, and so it's a good fun night, and then they get to see their moms before the game and thank them for all they do, and so that was fun. So 24-7, happy with the win, and we stayed healthy. So that's another really good positive. So Versailles, we play Versailles this week, and Versailles is 5-3. They started out 5-0, and giving up only a few points in those first 5 games. But they've had to go through the tougher part of their schedule, I guess, these last 3 or 4 games, playing I think Marion, Anna, and maybe Minster, I guess, beat them last week, and so they're coming in a little wounded, I guess, with wins. But we go to Versailles. They always play well there, and it's going to be a good challenge offensively. They're kind of a spread team now, I guess, similar to like a lot of us, like Minster and like Anna and like us, but they do some two tight end things also, and so they lost a lot of seniors last year on a really good team and a great quarterback, and so there's a good challenge of figuring out who they're gonna try to get the ball to and things like that. Defensively, they're in a 4-man front, kind of like Minster, I guess, as we look back a couple weeks with 4 down linemen, and I would say they run quite a few more stunts than Minster's. A little more vanilla on defense compared to Versailles. So a lot of up front stunts, and their outside backers will blitz, and they'll blitz some, and in fact they blitzed quite a bit against Minster last week. So I'm not sure exactly what we'll get. Not really big, huge guys up front, so that's good for us probably, because we're not a big weight wise, I guess. We're not a big huge team, and so Versailles is always makes it a little more difficult. Although we really like their stadium, and there's no track, and so it's right down there close. The fans are close to the field, And so it's good challenge for us, and looking forward to it. Senior spotlight, number 78, Will Berry, is a starting defensive end and offensive tackle for us these last 2 years. And he's having just an outstanding year on both, but really jumping out on defense. I think he has almo't 15 tackles, either a sack or tackles for loss. He's really athletic, 6'3", probably 200, and at this point probably only 210, 215 pounds. But he can really run. He's a track guy. He plays basketball and track, and so he's just playing really well. Will moved here in about 3rd or 4th grade, maybe. His brother was a senior from west of Chicago a little bit, and so he's been a good addition and jumped right in there with that senior group, and they have a lot of fun together. And so Will's playing really good. I would be surprised if he's not an all-league guy, and maybe an all-state defensive end this year. Hopefully we get to that point later on down the road. And then our second senior spotlight, I'm going to back up, and because Cale would have fit in right here in the upper. Cale was number 70. Cale was a two-sport football, baseball guy, 3-year starter on the as our center, all league last year, and was a really good pitcher and first baseman for us in baseball. And of course, everyone knows the situation with Cale, which obviously is just so sad. But Cale was a great leader, not afraid to be a leader and take charge and tell guys, hey, come on, let's get going here. But also was a really fun, good sense of humor guy. And so we certainly miss Cale, and every day I see his jerseys, and we have a couple flags and things like that in the locker room. And some days I smile, and some days, I get you get the hurting feelings. But so Cale Wenning, number 70, was still is one of our guys. Support staff, Scott Kramer, whose son Rudy is our center, and his son Griff is a freshman lineman for us. But Scott has been filming for us now for quite a few years. It does a great job, I would say. There's a couple other schools that have really good film, but our film is as good as it gets from the press box view, and he's on top of it all the time. And kudos for him to continue to keep doing it, especially this year with his son being a starter. And so we'll see what happens next year when his son's a senior. But really appreciate that Scott just, every game, every scrimmage, never misses, and you can certainly count on Scott. And then finally, our scout team props. I'm going to stick with the scout team for a couple weeks here. And so these 4 guys, I mentioned some guys last week, but this week, Jake Kesson, Nolan Mesher are skill guys that always help us with receiver spots and safety spots and corner for Jake. And Nolan's more of a safety and an inside receiver. Jake's more of a wide receiver and a corner. And then two down guys, Parker Dunges is a sophomore and Josh Schreier's a sophomore. Josh is a linebacker, O-lineman, and Parker is an O&D lineman, and those two do another really good job. And keep telling those sophomores and juniors, we're losing all these seniors, starters. So next year, they're all going to have opportunities to step up to the varsity level. So that kind of wraps it up, but we're going to go to Versailles Friday at 7 o'clock, and looking forward to the challenge with the Tigers.